What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 57 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Malekith and Naggarond Inc. campaign. Attention, Naggarond Inc. workers. Be advised that the new Dismembership Point program will also be rolled out for employees. You will be deducted dismembership points when written up by a supervisor. One dismembership point will equal one limb. Have a miserable day. So as we saw last time, the King's Glade has fallen and Athalloran is, well, close to being done for, at least until the endgame scenario. Arise, Daith and Findle remain here and will still have to be destroyed, of course, though... Their armies aren't really all that strong anyway, so it probably won't be a big deal to knock either one of them out, but we'll do that in a little bit. Oh, we can also wait until they upgrade their trees to max level before attacking them, just so that we can take them at tier 4 if we really wanted to. Certainly would be helpful against them once they come back in revival. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this time, there's certainly at least a couple of battles. Crone Hellebron is poised to attack Castle Drakenhof and the fairly large defenses that they've got there, and Malice is outside of the gate, though it may not be necessary to actually fight it. Otherwise, we are going to try to push towards the endgame scenario as fast as possible in terms of this campaign, as it seems that the interest has begun to wane at this point. So, let's get right to it. Malekith, you're going to start off. I guess you can help out Clan Naggarond and kill off this little army just because you're here. So go for it, and then start moving towards destroying Durthu's faction for good. Auto-resolve this real quick. And just so that these guys don't lose their territory, they can fight amongst themselves instead, and we'll take the... well, we're not taking the money, that's for sure. We're at 120,000 gold per turn. Hey, another factor that'll bump it up even further if we can transfer it to somebody. Malekith, you can march stance as far as you can go and hopefully hit Gristle Valley or whatnot. Shortly, we're actually nearly 100,000 gold in trade, which is pretty darn good. Alrighty, Crone Hellebron, looks like you're up next, and you're going to be heading out towards these guys in a pretty big battle by the looks of it. Do we need to level anybody up? You guys have 2 points available, eh? We could go for Retinue Valet if we wanted to. Blessed Murder, not going to be helpful because enemy armies will probably never attack Crone Hellebron. I think we just build these guys up to be even more fighty. So let's get you Impassioned so that you don't die in melee. You will do the same thing, Impassioned. I hope I didn't miss anything here. We can also always get the offerings for the shrine and other stuff, and these guys do get periodically hurt. There's certainly something to be said for that. And wait, 25, 25, 30. You have something that the others do not have. And I'm not sure what it is. Oh, you're just deeper into this tree. But I still think we should put a point into Mentor. And oh, you have Soothsaying for the Leadership War. That makes sense. But for now, I guess we'll head on to Deadly Onslaught, then we'll loop back around to Impassion. It's not like they're really out of skill points after all. Nightshade. You... I mean, we did want to go through this. We should also probably still get Potent. And we do have exactly 2 points, so why the heck not? Calming, Miscast Base Chance, or Notorious Enemy Leadership Reduction, but it's only for characters, so frankly, I'd rather get the Miscast Chance. And then Potent for more magics for everybody. Frankly, every sorcerer should have that. They just don't have enough levels for us at the current time. Lastly, Tularis, our legendary duelist. I really strongly do not care about Retinue Trainer. Let's get you a Woundmaker, and then on the way to Indomitable. And then lastly, Crone Hellebron, you're going to get Wild-Eyed, and then you're going to continue being Wild-Eyed as you attack the enemy. Here we go. Draeska Wolf Drake, let's hope you don't run and are willing to fight at Drakenhof, as this may be the final battle against the Vamps, in the sense that I'm not sure that they will be able to recover after this, even with Reyes dead. We do have some damn good stuff here, though. A couple of Vargulfs, some Vargeists, some Crypt Horrors, and a Black Coach, as well as some Hexwraiths, one of my favorite units in the game, incidentally. So, we'll see what we can do. Gotta watch out for the various ghostly units, by and large, because we don't have easy sources of magical damage. Anyway, here we go. Well, here we go again. Now, Hellebron has been having a lot of fun facing off against the vampire counts, but this may be the last of the major vampire counts battles with her army, so we may as well do our best to enjoy it. What that is going to entail will be trying to set up the battle such that it isn't in the forest here, even though a decent amount of enemies are currently hiding. I'm going to try to draw the enemy out into this open little plain sort of area, and then hopefully we'll get a massive fight against the pretty massive number of enemies that are going to be approaching between the two stacks of reinforcements. The battle, however, will be opened by Hellebron moving through these woods and finding the enemy lord, who's in here somewhere. And just difficult to see. There we go. Okay, yeah. And this is why I want to fight the battle outside of these trees. Can't see anything whatsoever in there, but we already know that Hellebron shouldn't have any trouble taking out a single level 10 Vampire Lord, buffs or not. And yeah, all those buffs don't seem to be helping him all that much. 107 melee attack on Hellebron without any buffs whatsoever. She's a pretty scary duelist lord. Now, there is a unit of Sylvanian crossbows here, so we're going to send at least a few of our units, a couple of executioners and one of the Sisters of Slaughter in, just to hunt them down and make sure that they stop firing. Oh, I like how this particular wooded area is all foggy and stuff. Makes it lovely. Feels like the appropriate place to be fighting undead. Alright, and it looks like the enemy lord has actually landed down here and trying to escape from Hellebron, but obviously that is going to fail. He's going to drop, and that poor unit of Sylvanian crossbows is already out, which means we're going to return our units back to their line, wherein we will fight the actual battle. Looks like the enemy is actually moving towards us with a few of those dire wolves. And they're going to charge the Blades of the Blood Queen. Okay, charge those guys directly. You sure about that, dire doggos? I don't think that one's going to go so well either, but there are plenty more enemies where they came from, so maybe the AI just doesn't care about small losses like this. A little bit surprising, considering it would normally be trying to get the direwolves around the flanks of our formation, rather than directly charging like this, but hey, whatever. Anyway, here comes some Fellbats and some Black Knights. The Fellbats, for whatever reason, surrounding one of our Death Hags. Also a terrible choice, as the Death Hag does splash damage, and should thus be able to rip at least a few of them apart with every single move. The rest of the enemy army is moving in as well, and once again there are quite a few of them. That's a decent amount to hold, even with the amount of forces that we have. We're going to activate the Gaze of Cain on top of the biggest portion of the enemies, such that our units can fight back with all of those buffs. Between Vissen's Wild Form and Gaze of Cain, that's a lot of weapon strength. 128 on the Harganeth Executioners. We also have to keep in mind that the Cairn Wraiths and Hex Wraiths have to be focused down, so we're going to drop spells and hit them with those of our lords and heroes that can do magical damage as well. Alright, and just like that, the Cairn Wraiths are done for. Thank you to the Rubric of Dark Dimensions, certainly helped out there. Otherwise, it's just hold the ground time. The Sisters of Slaughter are working together with the Executioners of Cain, though it does seem like the Sisters do have a tendency to charge forward through the lines of the Executioners, which is kind of interesting, considering that it was the Executioners who were in front and the Sisters of Slaughter behind them. But it's okay, because they will work together fairly well regardless. Another unit of Cairn Wraiths just about done for as Talaris, with his magical attacks, destroys them, and the bleed, I'm sure, from the Death Hag is also helping out a decent amount as well. And let's see, wait, the Death Hag's, wow. With the Witch Brew, 113 melee attack and 500 weapon strength in splash damage. That's actually surprisingly good. And there's still a decent amount of enemies remaining, and hey, even the Witch Elves are having a little bit of fun on the side here, ripping apart some Skelly Boys and some Graveguard as well, which are advanced Skelly Boys, I guess. Alright, get to it, Witch Elves. Seems like a fairly decent matchup for them, as they aren't actually being Graveguard are sort of like an anvil. They don't really do all that much damage, at least the ones with the sword and board don't do that much damage, so it's kind of interesting that the Witch Elves dealing very high amounts of damage, but also not taking as much from fighting those Graveguard. The Gaze of Cain comes down yet again, and this time it'll also be followed up with a nice Flock of Doom, hitting lots and lots of enemies. It looks like our mage is doing pretty darn good here. 75k damage already, and that's all the while supporting everybody with those Vissen's Wild Forms and other spells. It looks like the balance of power is firmly moving into our favor now, about 85 maybe percent, and most of the enemy units are enraged or under the madness of Cain. Melee defense is reduced and are just getting ripped apart. I love seeing the entire enemy army in Rampage. Basically, they fight until they die. They can do nothing about any of this. And it looks like they are beginning to disintegrate as well as the leadership begins to drop. Frankly, both of the enemy lords died fairly early as they were assassinated by Helebron, and then the rest of the dead without their lords aren't going to be nearly as healthy. And obviously the enemy army, or this particular enemy army, had neither corpse carts nor necromancers nor mortis engines, so no additional heals for all their units either. Heals slash buffs, I should say. There we go, running down the last of the enemy zombies. I believe Helebron also managed to kill off both of the enemy Vargolfs as well. Polaris also helping out. I think he actually got a few hits on one of the Vargolfs before it died. And there we go. Just like that, I do believe the battle is ours. The last of the enemy units will melt away, and the single enemy unit of, I don't remember if it was Sylvanian crossbows or handguns, will book it on out. There was a handgun unit. Hey, at least they got this. Alrighty, I'm really glad we backed up from those trees and were able to fight the enemy in the open, because we were able to get a lot of great shots there. Decent amount of money, plenty of slaves, and we'll heal up to full, and I do believe Castle Drakenhof is ours. Hardly a need, I think, to bother with sacking it either. Overseer Elf Servant, another factor, and I don't know why I keep getting excited for these factors, considering we've already effectively destroyed or have too much money, or maybe not too much money, but more money than we currently need. I don't like the fact this is medium casualties. We won't be able to heal nearly as quickly without the black arc here. Oh, it's low casualties. Did it not say medium? Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Auto-resolve, it still takes about half from all of our units, so we could just loot and, well, we're probably going to trade it away anyway. I just loot and occupy it then. Go ahead. It's not like we're gonna bother keeping the place anyway. Collect the income, or don't collect the income, rather. Let's repair these places, though, so that we can trade them. We might even trade some of the stuff to the dwarfs, although maybe we want to power up the Golden Order south here, and then the Empire here, because they're still having a little bit of trouble with the Fecondites in the interior. Anyway, administration doesn't obviously need to move. Malice, you have this, and I believe the question was whether it was auto-resolvable, and it certainly is. Is this worth our time? They don't even have a stack here. You know what, I don't think this is worth our time. Let's just auto-resolve it, screw it. And yeah. 19 units lost. Yeah, okay, so even when the auto-resolve realizes that the enemy has no chance, the enemy really has no chance. We are going to occupy it, regular occupy it, and not just damage it any further. I'm hoping that it'll be worth something to the Skaven. Hey, another slaver. Worth something to the Skaven next turn. I don't know whether that'll be the case, but I guess we're going to find out. Just try it right now. Turtle something. Oh, we're not able to trade it? Oh, because I guess this is all of Village's territory. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, there goes my plan. I really wanted to get to the Baleful Hills from them to complete our province, but I just don't see any way that we could do it then.
Oh well, not a big deal. Anyway, let's continue, see what else is up. Malice is good. Marathi, you and all of these armies are heading out, so they will continue to do so. Let's head you all the way out here to the Plain of Tuskers. Jaden, you're going this way as well. Marathi and co. keep on swimming. Doubtless, or rather, it's very doubtful, the opposite, that we'll actually get attacked by anywhere, though unfortunately the Black Arcs will not be able to be close enough to Orion's camp. I see that this little faction is here, Queen Khalida. Alright, and I'm just really praying that Oxyhodel doesn't declare war on us, not because I don't think we can just obliterate him, because we obviously can, but mostly because there's no need to. And I want a few lizard units if we can manage to pull it off. Also, I guess, wait, let's just do it in order. I was gonna move these guys, but then I'm gonna get out of order anyway, and then it'll all be confusing. Sharky, you can attack the Monolith of Catan, eh? The question is, okay, yeah, we're not gonna peace out with Throggy. The question for you is whether we can take this without suffering too much in the way of damage. Pyrrhic victory, eh? Considering you don't have a healer, it's gonna take quite some effort to heal you back up, eh? And, oh, also you don't yet have in the corner of your eye, which we're waiting for, but we're so close to it to buff up all of those shades in this army, so I guess we'll just keep on waiting. We may have to / want to actually fight this, so we'll skip Sharky for now. We'll see if there's anything else left over this turn. Rakarthi, I was gonna move you just a second ago. Just go here. Between the episodes, I ultimately decided that perhaps, actually, Rakarthi, you can just sit outside of Chupayodel. Barsathar, you go to Chupayodel. Between the episodes, I decided to trade the Sentinels of Time and Subaton to the Skaven for Quetzal to complete our province. Yeah, we could destroy them in a number of turns, but at the end of the day, I think that they shouldn't be plaguing us up. They might go up here and plague these guys up, but honestly, I think it's not a big deal anymore. Plus, we get a decent amount of trade and stuff out of them, and everybody loves us. They're fighting amongst themselves, but they all love us, which, it tickles me. Anyway, that was Rakarth. Theshelre, you are plaguinated and you're just gonna have to sit still for a while. We could put you in, for example, Kirik Bufdar instead of our own province. It's a likelihood that these guys actually get angry and attack us. I mean, it's a distinct possibility, and with your army hurt as it is, it may happen. On the other hand, I don't want the plagues to essentially jump between us repeatedly, so I think we still want to move to Kirik Bufdar. They're not going to appreciate the rating. Minus 99. But we're going to keep pissing off the Skaven, so yeah. Well, if they attack us, let's just say it'll be their problem. How about that? And it's not like this causes us any more damage. So yeah, you stay here at the Shelrake. Who's up next? I'd love to end the turn and see if that endgame scenario becomes nigh. Waiting for the nigh, and Akanet Life Quencher, you just stay here. We can attack either Volzandal or the Crags of Findal, but we are not yet ready for it, i.e. we're gonna just allow them to upgrade themselves a little bit, and for maybe Malekith to come back. Barsthar, we just moved you. Lokir, you should be able to auto-resolve Kirik Azorn, so you're gonna move up here, and we're gonna have Temp take it for you. It shouldn't be well defended. Oh, it actually does have some forces there. I wonder.
None shall live.
I mean, in theory, they have no chance, but in practice, that remains to be seen. Oh, right, you don't have... okay, well, that's pointless then. Damn it, Temp. Temp doesn't have Siege Attacker, and while Lokir does, obviously... I forgot about that. Oh, well. Valley of Horns. Are you going to get taken by Odor? His name is just Odor? That's hilarious. We should also get rid of some of these slaves in order to not have such a public order problem. And I'll get rid of a few more in a little bit, but that'll help a little bit in terms of getting us additional units as garrison. Anyway, looks like Lokir can't move. More Druki resources. Furia and Beastbinder and Fairy have moved. Ilrishan has moved. Killian Kane marked. You are... Oh, wait, you're the wrong Kane marked. Damn. There's another Cane Marked that should move, but it isn't you. Bane Cane Marked, that's the one. Ignoring Morgheim and Essen, you're going to hit Fort Oberstyre. I should also probably give you points if you're actually going to attack. So, Inspiring Presence and Route Marcher, you have primarily Harganeth Executioners as well as a decent amount of Black Ark Corsairs, which do double dip. So either way, we're going to go for Slaughter Lord, and we're going to go for Linebreaker, and then maybe Sheaf Master, but loose for now. And these guys will both benefit from the upper levels, so Favor the Fortunate will buff the Executioners further. And then we have either Darken the Skies with that reload skill, which frankly we don't care that much about, or Ravager Rewards, which we do, so that's what we're going to do. Alrighty, now, did you guys need points as well? Yes, you did. So Chill Wind we constantly cast, and Blade Wind we constantly cast. The Winds of Death, or the Winds of Dark, the Dark Winds, I don't know. Power of Darkness, I mean, we could use a point, or we could get Soul Stealer, but it's probably not going to be as useful as these spells for what this Sorceress will be doing here, so it probably won't matter that much. We could instead go through Power Sap and Onslaught and Potent, and just leave these as they are. Maybe get 1 point in Power of Darkness? Get 1 point in Power of Darkness, then move through Onslaught into Potent, though I have my doubts about that particular set of units actually leveling up. Silver-Tongued Promises is nearly there, so we'll wait for it and not bother increasing mobility. In fact, we should get it right now out of Fort Oberstyre. So to Oberstyre you go. Alright, nice little auto-resolve, and you'll be damaged, but hopefully you won't need too much in the way of healing. Let's just loot and occupy it, as we're not keeping it anyway. Cold Overseer, yada yada yada, don't bother collecting the income, let's repair, and you are now rank 10, which means Silver-Tongued Promises, a Boarding Prep, and Ruthless Butchery, as well as, I guess, Dreadful Gaze. We don't really need Infamous Name, as it's kind of useless to be perfectly frank, so let's get you moving through increased mobility as well. And I guess you leveled up as well, so let's get you Onslaught and then further onward to Potent. Alright, so that was Bane Cane Marked. Good luck me finding him in here. With all of this stuff, ugh. There really needs to be a way to organize lords by type. Sokos Dark Path, you've already moved. Fern Harvest Tempest of Talons, who are you again? Oh, you're Malice's follower, but you can't move right now anyway, so there's no need for you to even try. Administrators are good. Couladin, who are you? Oh, you're heading up north in case we need to build an army around you? Yeah, that's fine. And I believe we're basically good. Halalan... Leon, rather. Kraken Claw doesn't or can't move. Now it's just the admirals. Yorn is good. Vilal is good. Admiral Leech is building something, apparently. Oh no, he's just in Dread Expansion because he has nowhere to move, as we can't sail down the river any further. Huh. I guess we could try to move him here, but I think he won't be close enough to Griffinwood anyway for this to matter, so I guess he's stuck for now. Moksha and Canovale. You are stuck. Canovale is moving and has already moved. Amhas is building, and that is it. Alrighty, fantastic. So unless there's something else to do, which I don't think that there is, or at the very least I don't know that there is, so I'm going to skip it, we're going to be done this turn. The Bloodhall... Oh. I did not upgrade something. That's shocking. I'm shocked. Let's upgrade you, Bloodhall, and we're immediately... Oh, well, we might as well get the extra public orders, so let's do this. Ah, did I not do buildings between the episodes? I would have thought that I had, but perhaps I had not. Odd. Get to the, I believe, auction blocks is what we're doing everywhere, and you lack the Tower of Dark Rituals, which you very much should not lack. Let's also upgrade you immediately, and then just do that, and we still have 4K. Alright, well, if I didn't do the buildings, or perhaps I just missed that one. It's looking like I may have just missed that one. Yeah, Guanji Valley is supposed to be unbuilt because I'm experimenting with something, but that is then it, and there's nothing else to upgrade, so let's upgrade you, Terror of Dark Rituals, and let's upgrade you, whatever you are, and that should be good public order-wise this turn. Perfection. Alright, now we can end the turn. Siege equipment available. Oh, wait, we can't end the turn. I forgot about this. Wait, no, this isn't what I forgot about. I forgot about Sharky. Sharky, you still have a battle. I almost forgot another, but I almost did it again. Okay, well, Sharky, let's take you out for a night on the town and murder some mammoths. Here we go.
Misery for all.
Alrighty, here we go. We certainly can't end the campaign without Sharky's Shades ever having fired a shot, so here we are. They're 254 weapons range, or missile range. It's pretty darn crazy, and good luck to the enemies dealing with all this. First of the enemy mammoths takes a decent amount of hits and drops down to about half HP, and it looks like the enemy's just going to continue trying to back off. They will charge a unit of Marauder champions forward, but they will get ripped apart extremely quickly as well. Ah, what an obnoxious army. I feel like we would have had a lot of very easy battles if we had been using this army throughout. But honestly, with the Dark Elves in particular, I enjoy the melee armies a little bit more than I do the range armies, just because of watching the units fight. Feels much more right with the murderous prowess in melee than it does in range, even if it does work for the range units as well. Anyway, another unit is out of here. Norse controls are going to book it, and we are going to continue moving a little bit forward and laying down that withering amount of crossbow fire. The enemy does have 2 piercing towers up and running as well, so we're going to have to focus those down, though it should be reasonably quick, even if it takes quite a few more shots to bring these down in SFO than it does in vanilla. There we go. First tower down, second one should follow suit shortly, and all the while we can continue damaging other enemy units like this poor unit of Marauder Hunters. This is definitely one of those situations where the AI doesn't really know what to do, and frankly probably can't do much, couldn't do much, even if it wanted to. And just too many crossbow bolts filling the air. There we go, though we do have to keep in mind that the Shades do have a fairly low ammunition, so we do still have to be careful with that. On top of that, the enemy is dropping those Norscan Spear, Storm, whatever, abilities on us. I don't remember the actual name of the ability, so we do have to watch out for that. More units are going to try to move towards us, or towards the K-Knight Assassins, which we're obviously keeping out front in front of the army, such that they can use their smoke bombs to to slow the enemy down. A chill wind gonna come down, or frost to apply frostbite to the war mammoth, as well as the smoke bomb, dropping the mammoth down to 6 speed, but unfortunately just barely allowing it to close the distance. That said, there's still so many more crossbow bolts to fill this thing with, and it should be dropping fairly quickly regardless. Although it does do a little bit of damage to our poor Shades that were holding the line, and that, I believe, was one of the units of Shades that got hit with a couple of Norscan Spear bound abilities, so we're going to have to move it back behind the lines, even though the Mammoth will drop as well, and not the only one, as the other Mammoth that didn't manage to actually reach our lines died all the way back here. A little bit of support from the enemy Marauder Hunters, and you know what, it's time for Sharky to add a little bit to the fight as well. Can't be letting the Shades do all the work, so a Blade Storm, or Blade Wind rather, will take those Marauder Hunters out. And look at the range on these frickin' things. All the way over here, and they can do nothing about this but charge forward in vain, and some Chaos Warriors out here as well. And not merely the Norscan troops. Alright, and it looks like they will back up. And I find that the animation on infantry when they sort of like jump up when they die, it's so bizarre. Especially units when very high in armor and getting hit from up above by an arcing crossbow bolt. I mean, maybe if they were getting shot in the back by a cannon or something like that, but it definitely looks a little bit odd in this particular situation. Well, looks like more Norscan infantry are trying in vain to close the distance. Gonna pop another frostbite on them to slow them down, or chill wind to apply frostbite to slow them down, but I also don't think that this is going to work out so well either. Now look at them heading up the hill into that arrow storm. Oh, man. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And away they go. And the reason we wanted to focus these guys down a little bit was in order to capture this tower, or capture this location so that we can destroy the tower without actually bothering to waste ammunition on it, as it does feel like a little bit of a waste. So here comes Sharky and here comes an assassin. They'll take the place while we continue advancing with the rest of our shades. Though their ammunition is starting to drop low, these 3 units are basically out. Looks like these 3 units are basically out as well, and even the back line is down to 25 to 33% and counting. Alrighty, another unit of Norse controls charges on in to try to face off against Sharky and the assassin perhaps, but I doubt that this is going to work out any better for them than it did for the other trolls. At least they got to swing their clubs this time around. The first unit of trolls just got ripped apart before it even got to close the distance. Oh, and it looks like we got some Fimir here as well. They're gonna try the same thing that the trolls failed to do. And it looks like they're gonna give up and back off as well. They broke really quite quickly, didn't they? In fact, it looks like the rest of the army is going to break as well. A little bit of damage to us on this unit primarily because it had the bad luck of getting hit by both a mammoth as well as the army-bound abilities, but otherwise no real problems here at all. And hey, even our assassins got to do a little bit of work at dropping a few of those Chaos Warriors. We certainly don't see the assassins do too much, or haven't seen the assassins do too much for this campaign, so it's nice to let them use those hand crossbows of theirs. Alright, very much a decisive victory. Alrighty, well, there we go. The Shadow Dart name of power has always been extremely obnoxious with that 254 range on those shades, so hardly surprising as to what happened there. And hey, perfect vigor for Sharky as well. And very, very nice, and another factor which we can hardly complain about. That one looked pretty darn auto-resolvable to me, actually, but heck, I guess we didn't need to. And hey, more upgrades for the shades as well, more missile strength, and I guess we want to now try to move towards Ravager rewards for, guess what, even more. Oh wait, no, this doesn't work for, or does it? Yes, it does. Another 15% range. Well, okay, we'll get even more obnoxious. There's a reason why I didn't use this army throughout the campaign, or rather, the various Shadow Dart armies, you or Eladan throughout the campaign, because every battle would just look like that. The enemy can't reach you, and they all die to obnoxiousness. There's a reason why I don't particularly like playing the non-forest spirit wood elves, as in non-Durthu and non-Draika. There's the reliance on just blowing enemies up from range gets a little bit boring, at least with regards to the elven bows. A little bit less so for guns for other factions, but that's just me anyway. And now we can freely end the turn, since I did not, in fact, forget that one. There was a horrible, just for those watching the Karl France campaign, there was a horrible time when I forgot an attack on Galleon's graveyard, and then an army with basically nothing but artillery got attacked by 2 stacks by virtue of me forgetting, so yeah. I've somewhat learned my lesson, but not really. Anyway, let's end the turn. And let's see if anybody attacks us, and ooh, game is laggy at this end turn. Kugath, you want a non-aggression pack? No. I didn't even know that we were aware of Kugath, and oh, Greasy is gonna attack the Valley of Horns. Alright, we'll come back for it. There's, I feel like, no need to fight this. He can have it. Just for a few seconds. And, oh, he's gonna actually move past it. Interesting. I wonder where he's going to go, whether he'll back off or not. But I guess it doesn't change the fact that we will have Loke here take the Karakazorn and then loop back around. Greasus is nearly done for anyway, so that may have been his last hurrah. Alright, and looking good. Alrighty. Beautiful. Skull Helmet, you know what, honestly, we have enough of these in growth for all provinces, we'll take it. Alright, Settlement sacked, Valley of Horns, Ally begins outpost construction, admins are gonna get a bunch of bonuses because they're doing admin things. Servants, X50. Well, we're never running out of elf servants at the very least, and ooh. Now, the choices are here. We have, well, I don't really care about the recruitment buffs, and frankly, I don't really care about the Doomfire Warlock buffs either, mostly because we're not really using them all that much. Is there anything good here? Experience gain, income? No. It seems like we've got most of the good stuff out here, which means we can keep buffing everybody with ceremonial weapons and then start just going through the good stuff in this portion of the tree. Sad that it's still not at 1, but I have no concept of how much research per turn we're gonna need to get it down all the way to 1. Anyway, Malekith, you are going to try to destroy Durthu's remnants for good. Move out here and then go into raiding stance, because obviously you don't care. I mean, I guess we could even raid our allies, but it won't matter. Gristle Valley will fall next. You're gonna raid, and oh, Belagar. Hopefully he can reclaim Carrick Bufdar, although I'm a little bit worried about accidentally raiding him as well with the Shell Ray, but I'd rather not give ourselves the Plague. Oh, we could try to Plague Ship, but it's a little bit far to travel all that way. So then we're just going to ignore it. Crown Hellebron. What do we have here? So Edmund Berwickmere is defending Castle Templehof. We could have a combination of Crown Hellebron and Bane Canemark to attack this, I guess. Yeah, why not? Alrighty, this way I think we'll move you here. We'll have Crone Hellebron attack. This will also use our R&Ds on it, so that, well, they're occupied. At least this way we won't need to fight any of this, but what the heck is this? Are you kidding me? The Lamian Sisterhood are still alive? I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked. Okay, well, good job to them for surviving. I don't think I've ever seen that this late in the game. Anyway, attack Castle Templehof. You two together shouldn't have any kind of issue. And close victory. Gonna be a little bit of damage from this, but, well, whatever. It's not worth the time. And because we just fought way, way more than this, and we had absolutely no problems. And look, this is just a pile of zombies. It's nothing. Occupy, loot and occupy to heal up. That's a little bit better. More elf servants, because clearly we need more. And somebody just got a Dark Pegasus. Okay, it wasn't the Master, which is fine, and it wasn't... Okay, alright. Bane Canemark, you cannot hit Eshin from here, by the looks of it, so you are just going to move into it. Can you march dance into Drakenhof? No. Although, you sort of can, in the sense that... Wait. Just go into raiding, and just raid our own territory to heal up more, and then you two can hit Waldenhof and Eshin at the same time, then loop back around and destroy the Vamps, and then hopefully head out to these guys for their endgame, which has not activated yet. Damn. Alright, well, it is what it is. Most of the heroes I'll move between the episodes as usual, but at least some will have to move right now, because I will forget. Alright, good. Who else needs to move? Administrations, not so much. Druki Resources has some style. You're just temporarily here in case we need an army. Malice. I don't know where to send you anymore. I guess we'll start moving all the way to Snakegate. Go to Snakegate. It doesn't really matter. Oh, Zatan is still alive as well. And he doesn't hate us. And he's not fighting the Chaos Forces. We'll just leave him there, though. I don't see any need to actually bother with him. And, oh... Malice, Malice is immune to attrition, but you are not, which means... I mean... we could raid our allies, but that ain't great. So, the only way that you have to be immune to attrition is by raiding, even friendly armies? Huh. Well, that's a little bit of a shame. Oh well, except for a little bit of damage. Honestly, it's just the chariots. Do we really care about the chariots, like, at all? No. We really don't. Alrighty, you just stay there. Anybody else? Well, actually, there should be plenty, but Marathi, we know where you're headed. And, well, I guess, you know what? You guys can just sit here for a little while. There's really nothing here for you to do. We're not going to get involved with these guys because they both like us. And we're just going to be friendly with all of them, most likely. I'm just going to wait until the endgame activates at Orion's camp and then head over there like a turn or two before, so... And just hang out. Sharky, you are more or less good. Is Throg coming towards you? Doesn't look like it. Well, either way, let's... Oh, I don't know how far he can move. That's a problem.
Sorceress.
Probably not as far as Sharky, I would imagine. At least I hope not.
Moving on.
He'll have a full stack. This is also... Oh, you know what? Set up ambush and go right here. I'm gonna hope that he doesn't set sail to sea. And, ooh, Fairy. Alright, here's what we'll do. Fairy, you're gonna move right there.
Success.
And then we can see if we can bait Throg into attacking Sharky. I actually thought that her ambush would be a lot higher than 50%, though. I'm actually shocked, but oh well. Missile resistance, melee attack for shades. Damn, too bad nothing here buffs their ammunition, because I do feel like they needed armor is the key, though. And in fact, we have enough points to get everything here, so... And I guess 1 point in... Trust no one, like so. Alright, you're gonna do the same. No, you're not gonna do the same because you're not ranked 10. How dare you? Alright, both of these guys still need to level, and Sharky, I think you're fine, but, no other points to apply to any of this, I guess we just have to pick something. I guess go for Lashmaster. If anything, if we get anything, it'll be a Bloodrack Shrine in here. Most likely, or possibly a flying unit like a Manticore, so yeah. You need to land Velision and follow them along. Malice's moved a while ago. Jaden the Troll Vanquisher. What are you? Oh, you're down here with Marathi. I forgot who was down here. Alright, you're fine. The Shell Ray is fine for several more turns until the Plague gets unplaguinated. Akanet. Nah, just stay there until these guys declare war and until you need to fight them. Lokir. Ah, you. The question is what to do with you. And, oh, Greasy actually ran away from the Valley of the Horns. That's funny. I take it that we can't auto-resolve this? Oh, damn, I forgot to be... Okay. Damn it, yeah, that's my bad. You're gonna do this, and close victory, but it's fine. Not like they have any kind of chance, and you know what, let's heal up. I know that this is a main territory, but, eh. Hey, another Rubric of Dark Dimensions. Wait, on Temp? I didn't even realize Temp was helping here. Alright, well, you're not holding the Rubric of Dark Dimensions, that's for sure, Temp. You're just a Temp. Alright, whatever agency sent you should be ashamed of themselves. Let's repair Carcassonne. Oh, Carcassonne can be built up to a full territory? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it would be like the rest of the Ogre territories here, but that's fine. You know what, I'll deal with the buildings between episodes. I do, however, want to go for demand highborn hostages. Anyway, I think with that, we're pretty much out of time, and I think I'm going to call it here, because it's mostly admin left in this turn, and I will take care of that. We'll move a little bit, we'll end the turn, and we'll hope that endgame scenario starts coming around shortly. Stay tuned for more Malekith as we head towards the end. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.